Perry McMahon with UKFightSite.com. I'm on FaceTime with Kieran Keddle. Kieran, good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you as well. Yeah, it's been a few months.
Yeah.
Lots happened since then, but what amazing technology, eh? I'm in Canada and you're in the UK. It's amazing. Crystal clear as well.
Yeah, and I finally sorted out the recording.
Good.
It took a while. How are things going in Canada?
Yeah, really well. It's so I'm at a gym here. I manage a gym here. It's a brand new gym. They already have a gym on the other side of the city. It's called Elite. They open up a gym especially for me and my sort of coming over. In that time, we've attracted some other fighters as well from other gyms to sort of. My aim is, to be honest with you, is to get a team together, like a Canadian team.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll have my own fighters as well at Elite, but we do a city invite. We call it a city invite, so it's free as well. So other gyms can come along and they can mix with our guys, do sparring, do some combination drills, learn some stuff as well, and then obviously connect. And of course, the idea behind that is that then with my connections, I can start shipping these guys out to other promotions worldwide. We had a guy who's actually from another gym. He does a couple of lessons with me a week as well. He's from Arashi Dojo. And his name's Chris McMillan. He just got a fight. I got him a fight in Las Vegas on FFC. So he got a five fight contract with them as well. So he just won out there as well on points.
Yeah.
Broke his arm on the way as well. But he got the win. So one arm was raised. Yeah, I'm doing things like that, connecting. And next year we've got some of the team here from Elite. We've got them fights in New York. Potentially Dubai, also Las Vegas again with the FFC. They've signed a couple of other my guys through the promotion. Yes, I'm just trying to push out these guys, get the exposure, but at the same time, the level here is very good.
Yeah.
Because in general, if you think about Canadians, are outdoor people, so they're outdoors a lot, so they're fit and strong and healthy. But it's also, the problem here is two things. One's the knowledge, of course, is a lot of it's there's not many sort of shipped in coaches from abroad. You know, like in England, there's a few Thai coaches, or people have been to Thailand lots. In Canada, there has been some guys who've been to Thailand, but not that many. So a lot of it's just not to the level that in the UK is. However, that is starting to change, but the actual skill set isn't too bad. But more importantly, over all of that, is the willingness, because they all want to fight here.
Yeah.
You know, which is really good. They all want to fight. They want to get on all the top promotions. They know everything about who's who as well. So my plan is to bring Muay Thai events into Canada, in Calgary to start with, where I live. But it's not easy because you have a commission board, you have even casino as well, which we're looking into, and certain events. And these things aren't overnight. You don't just go in there, book it. You go in there and they come back to you after 4, 5, 6 weeks. They've got to meet a consortium of people. I spoke to a casino. They've got to go and speak to the elders and the chiefs, because it's owned by natives.
Yeah, sure.
You then go to meet them, and obviously that's got to be arranged. Then they go back, and obviously paperwork. So it's been a little bit of a long process, but it's positive. That's the important thing. So now we can now build a team where we have events in Canada and bring in some great guys and all the connections I have over to fight these guys, which will only raise the profile. And of course, at the same time, we're trying to ship them out as well and get this on the map, you know.
And would that be under the Muay Thai Grand Prix banner, or would that be something completely new?
Not entirely too sure yet, because the MTGP no doubt will do something in Canada.
Yeah.
But it's on what scale? So we might start with a smaller scale end of things. Regards to a Canadian event, we're not entirely too sure yet, because it all depends on how these meetings go.
Sure.
So they may want, if the casino are behind it, then the casino might want some involvement. Because that's how it goes over here, you know. Mm-hmm. They might do the production. They might want a little kickback of television. So we're going to just see how that goes first.
Yeah.
But it's all positive steps. That's the important thing. It's a little bit. This is again dealing with these type of people and the commissions is very new to me. Having sit downs and meetings is no problem at all. But like I said, in London, you have a sit down meeting, you have an answer in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Here you got to wait 6, 8, sometimes 12 weeks. So I'm still waiting for some paperwork to go through. And on top of that, you then got to have a promoter's license too.
Oh, so
yeah, it takes time. But then again, I've only been here 3 months. 4 months, sorry now. So that's the thing. So we're looking into 2019. Everything I do is always planned anyway. It's never just on the spot and then just do it. It's written down with a 1, 3, 5, 7, 10-year plan a lot of the time. So with these events, I've just got to sit back, just let it unfold, and probably have to wait till sort of January, February till I get any news.
Yeah. Look forward to hearing about it.
Yeah.
How do you find that the local scene? Have you checked out some of the promotions? Are there regular?
Yeah. So the scene here is there isn't many professional shows, and the reason being is because it's very expensive to do a professional show. Everything down from the judges to referees to paying for the commission and the board is very expensive. So there's a lot of risk. So there isn't that many pro shows, but they have amateur shows here now. In our head, and your head, no doubt, an amateur show is head guard, elbow pads, but that's not. It's not. It's basically B-class rules. It's 5-2s, no knees or elbows to the face allowed, but everything else is good. No elbow pads or nothing like that. Bare shin too.
Okay. Yeah.
So they have an amateur scene, and they have quite a lot of shows. Nothing particularly fancy in terms of production, but they have good turnouts and good numbers. And in Calgary alone, there is a lot of fight gyms.
Oh, yeah.
So they've got a lot of young guys coming through. They do a lot of like once a month. They do a lot of these like a light continuous fights, where it's not an interclub or a smoker. They do have decisions, but they basically just put a pool in. They've all had under 6 months or some have 6 months, some have a year, some have 18 months experience, and then they put them all the weight divisions. But these things go on for sometimes weekends or long days. So it just shows the amount of competitors that are doing it. So, although in terms of fighting, in terms of kickboxing and Muay Thai, behind Europe, it will catch up. So I've just seen the amount of numbers that are coming through gyms now. Even the gym I'm in now, Elite, we've been open 3 months, and literally within that time, we get numbers of like 25, 30 a class. The kids' class is the same, all the way through. And the other gym, which has been running 8 years, they actually literally either turn people away because it's that busy, which is incredible, isn't it? To think about, or they set up another time. So you do a registry. So they register up. Once that register's full, you have to wait until the next register comes. And they're getting, their gym's the same size as the one I have that I'm running, but they're getting like 45 to 50 people a class. And we're talking 4 or 5 classes a day.
It's amazing.
So, yeah, it's phenomenal. But, and like I said, and then every street corner there's another gym, and everyone seems very busy. It's like, it's a big thing here now. We're starting to. It feels like it's bubbling.
Yes.
And I think I've come at the right time. So
so there's definitely like a scene to build on there, and
absolutely.
I've seen the facility on your social media, on your Instagram. It always seems busy. It looks like a great gym that you've had set up out there.
Yeah, we've got a good mix. It's a fresh gym as well. Like I said, it's brand new. They're always doing Francois and Betty. The 2 owners of the gym. They're regularly updating the gym as well. We're about to put in some wall mats as well, just for the jiu-jitsu guys, and also because of the sparring, etc. No bouncing off the walls. And putting holes in the walls. So they're always adding things to put some new like logos in and reception areas. So they're always doing stuff, but they're 2 very, very smart business people as well. How they approach things in terms of marketing and what they know and knowledge, and down to the teaching side of things is quite advanced, really, to be honest with you. They do a thing here. I know it's a little bit off.
No, go for it.
But they do a thing here with kids, right? And I've never seen it before till I came here. is they do like a teeny class. I don't teach it. Francois teaches it between 4 and 7-year-olds, but the parents are involved and coach the kids as well.
Oh wow!
But they have like 20 kids, and their parents there with them, yeah. And their parents, partner up with the parent. The parent does the exercises with them. They get them doing pad work, combinations, but obviously the parents don't have the involvement. They have the involvement, so it's a good feeling, you know. You take your kid to the class, you get involved, but obviously there's that line of whatever the coach says goes.
Yeah.
So there's that discipline as well. But it's really, really good. I've never seen, and how he does it is phenomenal. I just sat there watching. So obviously I've been in gyms for years, etc. I've never seen this before, and how he does it, and how he does the structures of all the different exercises, and then a little bit of pad work, and then some techniques, and then gets the parents involved in a positive way. By the way, not like doesn't
pushy parent.
Separate the parents. Yeah, no. But then obviously when it gets to the teen class, obviously no parents' involvement at all. No parents are allowed to say anything, and then that's the class I take. But the teeny bopper class, like for the 4, 5, 6-year-olds, it's really good. So yeah, the way they run things here is very, very business-like, but at the same time, super friendly. And it's a real. You go into the gym, and every single person, from the children up to some of the guys who come here in the 60s and 70s, they're super polite. It's like a good community feel, you know. Super friendly, very want to help you out. And they're not like the type of people that ask for a return either. Oh, I did that for you, you should do this. You know, some of the people I didn't even know when I first moved here. And one guy never met before, and his girlfriend, they just sent me a message, oh, do you need a TV? Because obviously I was waiting for shipping. I was like, well, yeah. And they just, boom, gave me a brand new television. Right? And they were like, oh, I don't want it back, just have it. And then I got like the next door neighbour gave me some furniture. It's a weird, to be honest, it's super nice, but it's weird at first.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, well, what do you want? You know, like, isn't that bad though? Isn't that bad that we have to think like that? But in a nutshell, loving it here, and I can see some good expansion and growth, and I'm not, you know, like sometimes I was in England, maybe trying a bit too much because we're always chasing in England, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm not over expanding myself as well, so that's the important thing.
That's brilliant. I'm glad you're enjoying it over there and everything's going well.
Thank you.
This last weekend on Saturday we had the MTGP show. Luke Whelan made history. He got his second belt there. Did you manage to catch it? Because I don't think there was a live stream. Oh, so you caught it?
No, there wasn't a live stream, but there was a guy from the gym who was filming it from the balcony, but he had a perfect view.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, I saw the entrance and everything. You know, he loved it. And Luke's now. I've been saying for years, if you ask anyone who I've spoke to about Luke, I've said if you ever saw Luke in the gym, you'd be like, and you weren't from the gym, and you went, who's that guy? And I'd say, I told you, this guy's, he's phenomenal. You know, in sparring, he gets the upper hand of people who are heavier than him. Some fighters, you know, double K-word fighters over the years from all over different countries. And he's always impressed. And what's happened is he's developed. But things with Thai boxing and K1, maybe sports in general, I'm just talking from what I know, is some people develop at different stages. And when me and Luke first started training, we went to about 11 different countries in about 18 months. It was literally crazy. It was like Lithuania, Russia, and we fought some big names, you know. And it wasn't always getting the results, but he was putting in great performances. And it was like a learning curve. And then we decided, all right, let's not travel too much anymore. Let's get your name back in England. Now you've had that experience and all those nerves and all these big shows, fighting in front of thousands of people, live television. Let's come back to England. Let's get on the UK scene and let's get some names. And if you look at his last few performances, he's really raised his game and he's positive now. He's confident. He dropped down the weight very easily.
Yeah.
So, you know, he got a good sponsor on that, which is Health Kitchen, which has helped him in his diet. He's also himself sorted out his diet as well, because when he was younger, of course, you know, you can just lose weight by eating loads of Haribos, you know. So he sorted himself out there, and he's in a prime position. So hopefully fingers crossed. I've got him a fight next year in New York.
Oh,
So just awaiting some details on that, and then he can enjoy Christmas and then get on the bandwagon, get training again, and he can be fighting in New York.
Brilliant. Looking forward to hearing what's next for him. It was such a great atmosphere. Obviously, he had Lisa Mafia came out with him. He had the 21 seconds and the performance. The atmosphere was electric in there. So it's, especially in the Indigo's always got a good vibe. But I can't wait to see what's next for him.
Well, the thing is, he's learning now. Like, he's understanding that it's not just about walking into the ring having a fight.
Yeah.
He's now, you see his social media is picking up. He's even like, he dyed his hair. Yeah. He wears the shootbox trousers now. So people are going, oh, who's that guy with the trousers? And then something gets linked. He's understanding now you have to build up characters to sell yourself. And he's doing it the right way. And he's doing the performances. You know, a first round stoppage. Yeah. It was big stoppage too. You know, 3 times gave him an 8-count fight over. Yeah. First round. So he soaked up the pressure, used his experience, and now he's in a prime place now for some promoters to call.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what's next. It was such a good time. Another Evan Jays was on the he was unable to compete on the card.
Yeah.
Have you spoke to him and the team? Obviously, he's going to be really disappointed that he couldn't compete. I spoke to him backstage briefly. He's hoping to get back out there soon.
It's difficult when you're that age and you're growing still, but you're trying to cut weight.
Yeah.
It's also trying to find what works for you and what doesn't, and also in between training camps, you really got to stay on it. You know.
Yeah.
So, I think he just needs to basically work on what weight works for him, what's comfortable. But let's not forget, he's still very young.
Yeah.
So you can't put him in. He's one of the most skillful kids you'll ever see, without doubt. And he's powerful in the gym. We just need to reciprocate that and put that into the ring now. Because when that man strength comes through, which might be another 2 or 3 years away yet, he's going to start stopping people.
Yeah.
And hurting them too. But at the moment, he's outskilling them, and he's moving really well. But once he puts the power with that, then he's going to really start making his name. But from now, for the next couple of years, if he does move up a weight, he's just got, he's got to have the correct fights. Not like protected in any way. Still got to have hard fights, because that's what I've always believed in.
Yeah.
But he needs to have the right fights, He doesn't want to be fighting like an established superstar just yet. Give him another year until that power develops and he's properly grown into that weight, and then you can start taking some bigger names.
Yeah. Last bit of Muay Thai news. Charlie Peters is it's not new, but he signed to one championship now. That was signed recently. How did that deal come about?
So basically, Charlie fought Liam and beat Liam.
Yeah.
I had been talking to ONE FC anyway, and after obviously Charlie beat Liam, it was big news.
Yeah.
So the video got released pretty quick. I sent over a bio. We started talking back and forth, negotiating. Deal was done, and then they wanted him to fight a little bit sooner, because now Charlie, especially with me being away first of all, Charlie then got a new business venture. So he wanted to take a few months, just getting that balance between that and also training. So so December came along. Obviously, we accepted it, and I'll be going over actually. So that's
you are going to be over there, yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So when they asked us about the fight, we were like, okay, cool. I watched some videos of him. I've had quite a lot of chats with Charlie. Gave him a game plan of what to work on. Made sure he's training with the right people and sparring the right people too. And he put it together. So he's making his debut in December 7th. So should be good in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah. And I mean, they're picking up a lot of UK talent at the moment too, aren't they?
So they've got Liam, Haggerty, George Mann, Panikos, of course, he was the first. But then again, if you look at the UK scene, probably we're in the top 3 of Muay Thai fighters. Probably, I'd say maybe top 3 to 5 anyway. Yeah. And some of the guys are starting to really push themselves and getting a name and fighting on the shows. And of course, if you look over the last sort of 12 months. You know, Mo beat Manichai at Yukao. Dan McGowan, he beat a ranked Rajadam known fighter on Yukao as well. Charlie's beat Packhorn. So, you know, there's some names and you know, that have beaten famous names too. So it's only a matter of time before these promotions are going to cool.
Yeah, sure. And I mean, even, you know, on the MMA side of things, they've recently picked up Demetrius Johnson. So it's all going on over there. It's a great place to be, a great promotion.
Yeah, it looks like it's booming.
Yeah.
And obviously they've already released their dates for 2019, going to Japan as well.
Yeah. So
they're obviously working heavily on the Asian market.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll come to Europe. I wonder if they'll try America. I don't think they will. Maybe they will. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because it's a completely different market. But in Asia, they're killing it, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
And they've been slowly building for a while now. I remember picking up the first streams that they started doing. The selling point for me as a MMA fan was, you know, you found out they had the soccer kicks like the old Pride FC.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they're always putting on decent shows, especially at the lighter weight classes too.
And I'm wondering what they're doing at the moment because so Muay Thai, they do the hybrid rules, kickboxing and MMA, and I think even had a boxing fight, you know.
Oh, did they really?
I think they did, yeah. So it's basically like a combat show for all fans. Maybe that's what they're trying to approach. I wonder in time if they're signing off athletes whether they'll separate that off. Who knows? But however, I'm enjoying the ride. It looks great. You know, every event I'm watching, and some of the fights are absolutely for their wars. You know, which is, you know, if you're a non sort of like a follower of certain fighters, etc., that's what people want to see, don't they? They want to see good fights. Yeah. So there's been some good ones lately. So
yeah, definitely. Moving on to the MMA, MTK MMA. They had the show last month at the Indigo. Dan Vinny became the first champion under the banner. He won the middleweight title. What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, it was good. Very emotionally driven.
Yeah.
Which I like to see, you know. And it meant you can just see it meant so much to him afterwards, which is exactly, I think anyone wants to see how much it means to someone. Yeah. You know, more than a dream. You know. So it's a great performance. I think it shocked a few people, and hopefully, we're going to see him again next year defending that belt. So
at York Hall,
indeed, April,
It was amazing that Patrick lasted that long in the armbar. It was nasty to watch. It was a couple.
Yeah, but he's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you ever saw the fight with Jake Boswick.
Yeah.
He, you know, that was an absolute war, and he pushed Jake right to the wire. I think Jake knocked him down in the last round. I think that's what got Jake the win, shall I say? He's a tough competitor, and he fights very regularly. He's had a lot of fights on his record, so he's not paid to roll over.
No. No. The big story coming out of the show for me was now you've got Teo Adunjo is going to be taking on Jazz Singh for the welterweight title. I don't know where to start with that. It was Jazz Singh got, I think it was a 9-second KO against Tommy King, and Teo looked great in his fight with Jay Shepherd.
Yeah,
and now they're gonna face each other. What did you think of the performances?
I think Teo was on fire.
Yeah.
I think that shocked a few people. You know, I think it was a great fight. I mean, the matchmaker Danny, I think, just did a great job that night.
Yeah.
And he has for April too when he starts doing the announcements for that. I don't know if did you see the video of Teo's support as well?
Yeah, that was my video.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I came outside. They was going crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I like to see as well. He's bringing something to the table too.
Yeah.
So apart from being a performer, he's now bringing he's got this crowd. He's got this people outside chanting his name. I you know, and then of course with Tommy being knocked out, that was I don't know. I was like, how and what?
Yeah.
I had to watch it on replay in slow mo. It was so fast, you know. So Yeah, them two together is going to be a good fight. That's for sure.
It's a great way to start building the welterweight division. Two undefeated guys. Really nice guys, humble guys too, and they both bring something different to the table. And like we're saying, Teo's support. He was telling me that he brought support down from Nottingham, West London. They was coming from all over the place to support him, and it was sorry, go on.
Now, like from that's how you build.
Yeah.
You bring your crowd down, and sometimes being humble's great, but you've also got to have that level of modesty where you go, okay, I've got some crowd coming. Next fight's going to be bigger. I'm fighting for the belt.
Yeah.
And I reckon that he's going to have a big army down with him, and you're going to hear that chanting that you saw in that video. You can hear it inside now, it's going to be a great atmosphere. I mean, York Hall, anyway.
Can't wait.
It's got the history on it, etc., but the noise just bounces off left, right, and centre there, and when you've got a guy that's got a big support, it sends shivers down your spine. So I'm expecting that fight to I think I'll be over for it as well.
Oh,
so
yeah?
I'll be sitting there. Oh, yeah, I'm going to come over. I've got a couple of events got to come to next year. I want to come over for that one. And I think that's going to be a big fight.
Definitely. Was there any more highlights from the card? Anything that stood out to you? Anyone that really jumped off the screen?
Not particularly. I mean, the whole event was good. I mean, we did an event with a 4-week turnaround earlier on in the year. And then we did a Newcastle show again with like a 4 or 5 week turnaround. This one had a hell of a lot more backing behind it, a lot more time, etc. I made sure that Danny was like the matchmaker there. He was doing everything. I let him look, Danny, you're the man. You make all the calls. That's fine. And he did an amazing job. Tony as well, of course, behind the scenes, he's helping MTK, pushing them as well at the MMA scene. So for me, obviously fights are very important, and getting the good fights going in the matchups. I'm always looking though how the show run. I think the show run great, and it's only going to get better now. And next year we've got 3 events in London, 3 in Newcastle, and we're negotiating for a couple of international ones as well. So, but we're trying to do it the correct way. Instead of going out there saying, right, we're going to do 50 events, it's not feasible. MMA, there are a lot of events now, especially in Europe, UK. It seems to be every week. So we're building them up with a good sort of 3-4 months of advertising and marketing, building up characters, getting the names, local names too to the brand too, and local ones that have been loyal, and their coaches as well that I've known for years, and Danny and Tony have known for years, and just making sure that MTK MMA is making itself heard, But it's a slow process. It's not something we're not going to go in next year and do 15, 20 events, as much as I'd like to. You've got to have capability, and sometimes you just got to step back and have a look at what everyone else is doing too.
Sure.
So happy with it.
And I mean, Danny did so well with the matchmaking, considering there was quite a few injuries, pull-outs, and he still come away with a really great card.
That's normal. That's normal.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a small event on Saturday in Newcastle, and the cards changed left, right, and centre. I think we had about 10 fights because it's a very small VIP show. It then went down to about 5. Now we're back up to 8 or 9. So, this is just very, very normal for fight events, more so in MMA than anything else, to be fair, because obviously once you start wrestling, doing jiu-jitsu, mixing up the training, you're likely to get more injuries. Plus, of course, there's a fact of people don't really want to go into a fight with an injury because of a loss, and obviously they always look at the bigger picture. So that's the thing you got to accept if you're going to promoting of MMA.
Sure. Was there any particular reason that you guys have made the change to York Hall?
Yeah, I think it needed a shake-up. I've been promoting at the O2 for a long time, and we still will. I was promoting events there a good 8 years ago. We started doing shows called Explosion. We had Artem Levin and Stephen Wakelin on that show. We had some big domestic fights. Then we had a little gap in between a couple of years. Then I brought Infusion there, Infusion Lives. We did a couple of events there. And then I came back on the scene with Muay Thai Grand Prix. And I feel, for me personally, as an MMA event, the atmosphere is fantastic in there, as in terms of a venue. But I think it's better as a ring venue than a cage venue.
Yeah, 100%.
Just for the viewing perspective and things like that. Production, fantastic. Some of the best in the country. But I think for a viewing perspective, the York Hall is better for MMA.
Yeah, no, 100%. I've seen Bama there at York Hall, and I mean, I think every seat in the house is a good seat when you're in York Hall.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the O2 will always sell because it's the O2. Yeah. Once you say you're fighting at the O2, you're fighting at the O2, you know. But York Hall also has a massive history, you know, because of the boxing, admittedly. But, you know, that's also a big selling point. So that's what lured us to do the switch over.
Sure. Is there any other news when it comes to MTK MMA?
Well, obviously, like, we are signing a lot of fighters. Obviously, Darren Till will be back in action next year. And obviously, they're pulling out names left, right and centre, but we don't know anything more than that, to be honest with you. But yeah, we're signing a lot of names. There's an international manager as well, called Marcelo from Brazil. He has his team over there, and we signed 51 guys from him. So we are signing a lot of guys regularly. There's a big international team. Obviously, they're based in Dubai. We get regular updates every week of what's going on in and out. But like I said, I'm trying to hold back, to be honest with you, the MMA scene just for a few years. Just build it up, get its name, sign some guys. Obviously, we've got the IFL TV. Get some eyes on that. Then starts bringing some sponsors. Then we can get some bigger names in. Because it's very hard to literally just do a promotion and then try and compete with some of the huge established shows that are already there.
Yeah.
So we're now trying to get the young guys coming through. Obviously, Danny and Mike have got ATM as well, with the Alpha lot. So a lot of those guys will always fight in our shows. So yeah, I think we're building a very good team, but I'm just doing it very slowly. Like next year, we said we're just going to do 5, maybe 6 events. We might do 1 international. Following year, we'll try and increase it with the bigger names that we sign.
Yeah. And you guys have just hooked up with RDX. Yeah, RDX.
Yeah.
That's a great move. They was previously sponsoring Bama.
Yep.
And do you know much? How did that come about?
Well, basically, RDX obviously have been around the scene for a while. Tony and Danny obviously have been chatting to them because they sponsor a couple of their guys too.
Yeah.
And then we started chatting. Then Tony started dealing with them, and they want to put their name on the market again. You know, after Bama. So we've got the live TV stream deal with IFL. We've got some good viewing figures for it, and they're thinking, right, we're a new organisation. Let's see what they can do. So they're sponsoring our event. They're giving us a lot of gloves, and they're going to sponsor a few of the fighters too. And then eventually, as the show goes on, we're going to talk about a little bit more into the bigger sponsorship deals. So I like that you know, like they're going to give us something. We've got to work with it. We've got to prove to them. And, you know, RDX are a massive company, and we'll just grow with them.
Brilliant. The connection's just dropped out, but can you still hear me, Kieran?
Yep, I can.
Thanks for your time.
No problem.
I'm going to let you go now because I've got a feeling this is going to drop out.
No worries.
If there is any other news, let us know on the UK Fight site, and we'll get it posted up. It was great speaking to you. I hope everything goes well in Canada.
Thank you very much.
And hopefully I'll see you at York Hall next year.
You will. You will. Have a good one.
Brilliant. Take care, Kieran. Thanks for your time.
No worries. Take care, mate.
Bye.